Hi, I'm Dominic Pileggi with Wolf, and today we're going to talk about the installation of Wolf Rail. In this video, you will learn how to install Wolf Rail. We'll provide you with typical install standards for bottom rail height and discuss layout. We'll also explain how to install bottom rail, balusters, and top rail using the components included in your package. We'll also show you how to ensure a clean finish using decorative brackets that cover your screws. Our top and bottom rails are available in 4-foot, 5-foot, 6-foot, 8-foot, and 10-foot flat sections, as well as 6-foot and 8-foot stair sections. Our balusters are available in both colonial and square. The standard finish height for Wolf Rail is 36 inches. So we're going to start by installing the bottom rail. We want to make sure that the bottom rail is properly spaced from the deck surface to allow for that 36-inch finished height. We're going to do that in this case by using a standard 2x4, which is going to give us a 3.5-inch space at the bottom. There are so many other options for balusters for Wolf Rail, so please refer to our installation instructions. We have a handy chart there that will tell you what size spacer block you need depending on the baluster option that you're using. You're going to want to make sure your post is plumb and square before starting the installation. I've sleeved over a wooden 4x4 and I'm going to have a consideration to make. Do I want to use a 1-piece or a 2-piece trim ring? When using a 1-piece trim ring, I want to be sure to install that prior to starting the rail installation because you won't have access to the bottom of the post once the rail is installed. If you're using a 2-piece trim ring, you don't have to worry about that now. You can install it after the rail is already installed. We're now ready to install the bottom rail. A few considerations to keep in mind. First, we want a minimum of 1.5 inches from the end of the rail to the first baluster space. The second consideration is we want to keep this baluster space balanced between the posts. So we're going to be cutting material from both ends, not just one. The third consideration is we want to reduce the overall measurement by 1/8 of an inch to allow for expansion. So now we're going to take our overall measurement, we're going to transfer those marks to the bottom rail, keeping the other two considerations in mind as well. Once you've made the marks on the bottom rail, you're going to transfer those marks to the top rail to ensure proper alignment. Now that we've made our marks, we're ready to cut the bottom rail. We're going to do this by cutting material off of both ends using either a circular saw or a compound miter saw. When cutting the top rail, please note that there's an aluminum P-channel inside for structure and support. You're going to want to cut that top rail with the P-channel in place. Now that we've cut our rail sections to length, we're ready to install the bottom rail. We're going to start by taking our brackets and slide them on to the rail section. Once the brackets are installed, we're going to set the bottom rail onto our spacer blocks and center the brackets onto the post. While pre-drilling is recommended, it's not required. We're now going to affix the bracket using the screws that are provided, picking any 4 holes in the bracket. And if you're installing rail sections 6 feet or longer, you're going to want to install the crush block that's provided into the routed hole in the bottom of the rail. Now you can go ahead and remove the spacer blocks and insert each one of the balusters. We're now ready to install the top rail. We're going to start by placing the mounting brackets on each end of the rail section. And then insert the baluster into the pre-routed hole on the bottom of the top rail. We're now ready to attach the brackets to the posts. We're now ready to secure the top rail to the bracket. We're going to do that in one of 3 spots on the top bracket that we're going to catch the aluminum P-channel. There is aluminum inside there, so we're going to want to pre-drill and hitting 2 of those 3 spots. For a nice clean look, we're going to install these decorative cover brackets, which are going to cover our screw heads. A couple of finishing touches for the Wolf Rail are the bottom bracket decorative cover Our 2-piece trim ring, that if you're using the 2-piece trim ring, you want to go ahead and install that now, and a wide variety of caps. One of the key benefits to the Wolf Rail line is the amazing compatibility with the Decorators branded products. Products such as Style Point toppers, which fit nicely over our New England style cap, or a wide variety of low voltage, solar, and other caps that work nicely to finish off and complete the look of Wolf Rail. Let's review. Please refer to our installation instructions for recommended placement of the bottom rail. Measure and cut rails from both ends to ensure consistent baluster spacing. Allow at least 1.5 inches between the baluster and the end of rail, and leave 1/8 inch for expansion. Place the mounts of the rail with the flat side facing the post surface. First install the bottom rail, then the balusters, then the top rail. Use decorative screw covers for a clean visual look. That completes our installation of Wolf Rail. Thanks for your time, and for more information on Wolf products, please visit us on the web at wolfhomeproducts.com.